What's up, bro?
What's going on,
How you, my brother?
How you doing?
Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Alright.
Another day.
Nice to see you again.
It's beautiful seeing you. And we want to say go ahead and welcome to the good people joining us. Ntate Ngala here. It's Israel, South Africa. And over here we got my man Will.
Wilson Georges. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. Young Exec 2015 on Instagram. Feel free to follow.
Yes, yes. So here we are, right? Another episode. And pretty interesting thing is we should have shot this. We actually did shoot this a couple weeks ago because we're at a different location than we were last time. Last time we were on the south end of Manchester, New Hampshire. And right now you're catching us on the north end of Manchester, New Hampshire. And if our cameraman could, just a brief overview of this beautiful neighborhood. It's quiet, it's calm, it's beautiful. Will's gonna share a lot of great things about this project because as usual, none of your projects are straightforward. They always have some type of interesting story within them, right?
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit how long, we are now week 3, correct?
This is week 3.
All right.
This is week 3, ladies and gentlemen. We're making lots of progress. We're moving very quickly on this project. We're not wasting any time. Matter of fact, how the project came about and how we got to that point is a little different than usual, right? So for this project right here, we actually got permission to start doing the construction before the actual closing, right? So it's a very risky move, right? I wouldn't recommend it unless you're you kind of
Not
sure
for
about
beginners.
it,
It's
you
not
know?
for beginners.
Not
Let's
for
put it
beginners,
that way.
you know
All
what I
right,
mean? But
all right.
at the end of the day, something like that, what it does is it saves you time and money on the carrying cost of the project. So for this project, I'm actually closing this week on it, right?
Wow.
But I'll literally be completing the project 2 weeks after I close.
That's amazing. So let's just recap that right quick. So 3 weeks into the project, you got a chance to get working before you actually close on the project. You've already underlined for us that it's a little bit risky, so be sure you know what you're doing. But ultimately, you close on it, and then in 2 weeks, you're done.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's good stuff. Because when I look at it, I see the siding. So tell us a little bit. This is a beautiful neighborhood. Give us a little bit of more detail. How many bedrooms? What's it looking like? And what are you envisioning for this beautiful spot?
So this house right here, there's 7 rooms, right?
You said 7 rooms.
7
baby.
rooms.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? You got 3 bedrooms upstairs, living room, dining room. You got a study, and you got another room down in the basement. It's a very beautiful house. It's in a nice neighborhood. The siding, we started with the outside. So if you follow us, right,
Let's go.
you'll see some of the old siding.
Oh, so you still got some siding on the other side? Because it looks done from this side.
Well, it looks like
They've already wrapped up.
it looks like he's pretty much wrapped it. You know, when I was here yesterday, you could still kind of see some of the old wood paneling. That's now been fully sided. Let's continue.
So I think on that note, that tells us that you got good contractors, right? Here it is.
Absolutely.
A weekend. You came over here yesterday checking the project. Yesterday there was still some siding left to do. We think we're gonna get a nice live shot, and it's already a wrap. Is that important, Will, to make sure that your general contractors, your contractors are doing things, stay on top of their job? You're keeping in touch with them to make sure that you don't lose time. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Having good contractors that are efficient is definitely going to help you save money on the long run because, again, the longer the project takes, the more money that's coming out for carrying cost on the project. You know, so, you know, for me, it's important that I'm very clear and upfront as far as the terms and conditions of the agreement with these contractors so that they know that, hey, this is when I'm expected for this portion of your what you're doing to be complete, right? And here are the penalties
If you don't complete
if it's
it.
not completed.
So they're
You know
incentivized
what I mean?
by some penalties and avoiding the penalties.
Absolutely. As we walk back here, though, right? All this right here was all shrubs.
You can actually still see it. Still fresh right
You
there.
know, there was bushes, trees everywhere. The house, the upkeep on the house hadn't been kept. Unfortunately, the lady that lived here had passed away, and there was some stuff going on as far as probate, family, things of that nature. And so they decided that they were ready to sell the house. But by then, I mean, it was like a little mini forest back here.
So they didn't take care of it. So basically in the 3 weeks, I mean, it sounds like we've pretty much flipped it. And I'm sure you have some before pictures that we could put up at some other point to kind of show and give a visual
Absolutely.
for folks. All right, so be sure to look out on that. Be sure to drop a like, drop a tag. Tell us what you're thinking of this material so far. So now we find ourselves in the backyard of
This
the space.
is the backyard.
Okay.
Again, this was all trees going down, right? Even the existing trees that over here, the branches were just hanging over so heavy.
cut.
It was like a forest in here. So I had my guy come in, clear out all the trees, trim the trees that we're keeping, and now just open this yard up. Beautiful spacious backyard.
Yard.
You know, if you zoom in on some of the houses over here, right? Houses sold for $400,000. You know, 3,000 square foot homes, 2-stall garages. So it's a really nice neighborhood.
That's a good price point in the north end of Manchester, New Hampshire.
Most definitely.
That's a very nice price point. And Will, what I'm thinking, right, is you took care of the most important things because we live in New England. Manchester has a lot of snow as well, right?
Yeah.
So you made sure that you're taking care of some things that some people, your buyer, wouldn't have to worry about, which is coming over here. That could probably sometimes get in the way if you find yourself now you're trying to sell it, but you forgot to take care of the little things. Because you could see those are freshly cut.
Absolutely.
All those branches.
Yeah.
All right,
Those
that's
right
beautiful.
out.
Big windows.
You know, these windows are actually on the expensive side, right?
Those are
Although this is an older house, a lot of the stuff inside were expensive. You know, so these 6-panel type windows, double
Nice.
pane,
These are nice. These are
big
nice.
bucks. So what I decided to do was, let's leave them, right? Let's paint the ones that need to get painted,
Mhm.
and that's gonna save me a ton of money on the budget.
Nice, beautiful. All right, so we'll move this side again. More space so people can do what they want. You could refine this walkway if you want. Towards
Absolutely.
this side.
Walkway is definitely gonna get redone. So last week, if you look over here, right, there was you know, a decrepitating staircase over here, right? So we kind of knocked most of it down. We kept the important part of it, you know, these metal rally
gotcha.
columns
Yep.
here, still good, you know. So we're gonna extend this porch a little bit, create a new set of staircases.
Nice.
Right, so you can come out here, set up a couple chairs, you know, kind of enjoy the backyard, the view, keep an eye on the kids, etc. You know what I mean?
And that extends, right? So think about that
That
view
extends.
coming from this side. I take it that's the kitchen. We're probably gonna go inside in just a moment to take a peek.
Yeah.
But it gives you a perspective of coming from the front to the side to the back. This is a pretty good sized lot.
Absolutely.
This is very much a good sized lot.
There's
Access
a
to the,
door. There's a door over here, which is access to the basement.
Beautiful.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
And I'm saying it's about a two car parking lot, no space, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can fit a couple cars in
Couple
here,
cars in
no
here.
problem. Again, this was all bushes. We trimmed
Shrugged
it
it
down,
down. Shrugged it
right?
down.
So follow us. We're gonna go inside and show you what we got.
Let's take a peek. Now, if you've joined us before, you know Will and the mud rooms.
Yes.
So I want to take a guess. Is this going to be another fly mud room eventually?
This is going to be another fly mud room. So if you watched a couple episodes before, you know that I like to use every square inch of the house.
None to
You
waste.
know what I mean? I'm not wasting anything. So over here, we're gonna do some nice tiles.
Nice.
You know, we're gonna get out here freshly painted, right? And it's gonna be a nice little area where you can come,
And your coat.
morning coffee, hang your coat.
This
You know what I
is
mean?
nice.
Wipe your feet. You know,
Yep.
when the snow starts. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
We're
Windows.
from New England, by the way, so
This is always something you
snow
got to keep
is
in mind.
snow is always active.
I love it. So as we come in, we step right into a kitchen.
So now you have the kitchen,
Mhm.
right? You have this beautiful kitchen. If you kind of zoom in, the painters have started to paint, so this light unfortunately does not work. But if you kind of take a scroll around for the audience, I've got my son as the cameraman again today.
Yes,
Shout
very
out-
nice.
shout
Shout out
out
to
to
Vaughn. Always doing good
13
things
years
for us.
old, doing a great job.
On a Sunday, stay
Um,
working.
You see this kitchen right here, right? What we did was, you notice all the doors are missing. Doors, hinges. So we're refurbishing the existing cabinets,
Okay.
right? So what that means is that it's gonna help save on the cost of the budget. The cabinets were actually really in top condition.
Nice.
Right? Actually, these cabinets are more sturdy than the new ones that they have right now out on the market.
It's got that traditional feel. I even look at some of these concept over here, Will. So you're keeping these on purpose, right?
I'm gonna keep these, right? Over
Okay.
here, we're gonna custom this portion of the cabinets. We're gonna cut this off. We're gonna remove the hood so that we can put a microwave on
Right
top
on
of the
this
range,
stuff, okay.
right? Make it a little bit more modern,
Modernized, yep.
right? This right here, this countertop's gonna go. We're pulling it off, right? The sink is getting pulled off.
Backsplash.
Backsplash is gonna
Okay.
happen, right? The cabinet granite company is gonna come in and they're gonna lay brand new granite on the top.
Beautiful.
Right, when we're done with the cabinets and we put them back, they're gonna look like brand new cabinets. All new hinges
We love it.
on the doors, right? This side right here, we're gonna custom this side as well, only because they had a really small fridge here.
You want to go a little higher.
You know what I mean? People like to eat nowadays.
Yes. Yes. Families
So-
are big. We want to stuff it up some good food.
We're gonna give them a modern fridge, you know what I
Nice,
mean?
I
So
like
this
it.
is getting cut to about here. We're gonna put a nice stainless steel modern fridge in there for them,
Beautiful, beautiful.
and I'm sure they can appreciate that.
You gotta love it. It's gonna be a beautiful kitchen. Now, as you come over this side, you can probably see us from this way.
Absolutely.
Which we did shoot 2 weeks ago. We had a technical blunder. Something happened. We didn't get that video to you. But what you're now seeing is the after effect. So when we came here a couple of weeks ago, there was a wall. It felt very much closed in. But even before
Yeah.
these come down, this is opening us up. And now tell us, what room is this that we're gonna head into, and what are you envisioning as we transition from the kitchen to the other area?
So a little background story to this again, right? I can't always take all the credit. And gentlemen, if you're in the business of flipping houses, women are very key and essential in this
Yes.
business, right? They
Yes.
see things that we don't see, right?
Special eye.
Special eye. I've walked in here dozen times, walked past this wall, no big deal, mind my business, do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my friend who's buying the house, my cousin actually, his wife, girlfriend, fiance,
Shout out
walks
to y'all.
in, right? And she's like, you know what? Ask Will if we can blow this wall out to make it a little bigger.
And she's not in the business. She's
She's
just
not in
with
the
the eye.
business.
Look at
You
that.
know what I mean? I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? That is a great idea. So what we ended up doing was we're expanding this wall, right? We believe that this is a load-bearing wall. So there's going to be an LVL beam going across to help support the house still, right? And on this side, if you come on this side, you have some plumbing, right? This is the only source of heat for this whole area. There's nowhere else for this radiant heat to go, right? We're in New England, so this is baseboard radiant heat. It's an older version, but it still heats really well, right? So if I remove this whole
Take
section
away
of the
that
wall,
heating element.
we gotta figure out somewhere to put the heating element.
Not
And,
worth it.
You know, you got a very cold room over here. There's a lot of work. You got electrical in this wall here, right? So what we decided to do is let's open it up a little bit, what we can, right? Create the space, and now it still feels that much bigger when this is all gone.
Open concept, and you're getting the lighting, by the way. You can certainly see it coming in this way. You got those
Absolutely.
big windows, bringing the lighting in the kitchen. Mom is cooking. Dad, kids are playing over here. It's a beautiful setting. I like it. So again, lesson learned. Have a teachable spirit, right? Sometimes even your clients can bring you something that adds to the project itself. So now, what room are we in?
This right here
Hardwood
is
floors.
the
Is
dining
what I'm
room.
seeing. Hardwood floors all over the place.
These hardwood floors, if you zoom in on the floors, they're maple, right? They're maple hardwood floors. People have been painting, there's little dust on them. They're actually in top condition.
You can see it. You can see it right
They're in
over
great
here.
condition. You
Right
look
over
at
here.
this
Yep.
over here.
Right on that spot. You can see it.
Great condition, right? So most of this house, when I bought it, the first time I walked through, it had carpet, right? So I had put a significant amount of money in my budget for new floors, tiles in certain areas, etc. Right? So when I come back after the demo guy had started demoing, he pulled off all the carpet, and I realized these floors were just
Stop it.
money, stunning.
So
You know what I
wait a
mean?
minute. So you come in, you doing your budget. You see the carpet. You're like, all right, I'm gonna have to account for redoing the floors. not knowing underneath the carpet, this was what was underneath. These hardwood floors.
Absolutely. So, story behind that, right? The lady here that lived here had a lot of cats, right? So the
Shout out to my cat ladies.
yeah,
See
they
y'all.
were peeing everywhere.
Yep.
Right, but the carpet actually helped preserve the wood floors.
The irony in that.
You know what I mean? When you pull it up, it was like, man.
The irony in that.
You come into this room.
This is humongous
Right?
space.
This is just a very spacious, beautiful, right, living room area for you and your family.
You can see it. You can see the lighting.
You know?
The lighting. I'm
You
very
got
big on the
lighting,
lighting.
you got couches. You can have like a 70-inch
HDTV.
TV over here on this wall.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And you can see right outside, safe neighborhood. It's quiet. Kids are playing outside. Those are not paid actors, by the way.
Those are my kids.
Those are kids that come here with dad and watch them get work done. So we love that.
They're
We love that
watching me
support.
work and they're also learning at the same time. You know?
Yes.
Teach them while they're young.
Absolutely. So, Will, as we look at this, I want us to really kind of talk. Usually, you run into some surprises, things that you didn't expect. It sounds like this project is moving pretty fast, even though you took a risk in the beginning. Is there anything that you've thought of and maybe that you've had that's come up so far that's just you've not experienced it? It's maybe another learning curve that you have within this project, or do you feel like you've accumulated enough where it's really going set? Everything is going out well for you.
Well, this project, to be honest, was probably one of the better projects as far as surprises. There wasn't really that much surprises. The other day I was checking up on the house. There was a little plumbing leak on one of the radiators. Not a big deal. Had the plumber come over and stop the leak. Upstairs in the bathroom, all these walls right here had wallpaper on them. They had to get pulled. When we pulled the wallpaper on the bathroom upstairs, there was this weird mesh behind it where you couldn't really paint. So we ended up having to sheetrock over that area, or gunner sheetrock over that area to make it nice. That's pretty much been it so far.
That's good.
For surprises here. So.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, you did have a surprise. It was just a good surprise with the run.
Good surprise.
So that's good. So now, coming over this side, I mean, this is a lot of character. You are keeping this, and it looks like you've already really refreshed it, because this looks modernized, bookcase, could be so many things. You got a wine collection. Do you find yourself keeping a lot of these artifacts that have some history to them? I know some of your properties further up north have had some good history. Do you like keeping these assets and keeping the character within the house?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? This is an antique house. No, I wouldn't say antique, but it's an older home in the north end. Around the time when these houses were being built, they did things a certain way. This is some custom stuff right here that would cost you a lot of money nowadays. And the woodwork is it's top quality. You know what I'm saying? So for me, there's no reason to get rid of it. It actually looks nice. You can put all your books in here, right? You have this room behind it, which most likely is going to be a study. It's going to be somebody's office. You know what I mean?
Great room.
So it's perfect to have all the books. You know, nice bookshelf. If you're like me, you know.
Feed your mind.
Feed your mind, right? I like to read. I didn't always like to read, by the way, but, you know, about 5-6 years ago when I decided to change my mindset, reading is one of those things that I had to get hit with.
Feed your mind.
You know what I mean? So I read, you know, a little something, 10 minutes, you know, every morning with the coffee, I read something, you know what I mean?
Even the audibles, right?
Absolutely.
Even the audibles. Love it. All right, let's go on this side. So this is a nice little office space. Everybody's working virtual. It's 2020. COVID is in the house. We're hoping to leave soon. If you're blessed, and by the way, for those who've lost their jobs throughout this time, maybe you're watching because you're trying to think of a different way. How do you earn income? Surely we pray for you and are so saddened by these circumstances. So our love and prayers go to the families out there. This is something that we are sharing. Will is sharing knowledge. He also is very honest in saying it's a lot of work. It's not something easy. It takes up a lot of time. But as we go in here and as we think about a virtual space, if you're fortunate enough, you can work from home. This is now prime real estate. This is an office.
This is perfect.
So selling houses, you need to kind of have an office space.
You need to have an office space, and I don't know, you know what I mean? You know, an office space like this, wide open, all the windows, it just makes it that much nicer.
Yes.
Instead of most people, you know, they have more room, so their office space being in the basement, there's no lighting at all.
Guilty.
You know what I mean?
Guilty. Why you gotta call me out like that? That's me. I'm in the basement right now, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, hey, it's all right, it's all right. You know what I mean?
I love this space though because again, a lot of lighting. could be done to whatever. And you know what? Maybe somebody says, no, I'm in the construction or whatever it is, or I don't want to have an office space. This could be a kid's play area. Could be so many different things that you can turn this room into. I love it. You said there was 2 floors in the spot, right?
There is 2 floors. Before we get to the 2nd floor and watch the paint bucket, we'll go to the bathroom real quick and then we'll go upstairs and I'll show you what we got going on up there.
Beautiful spot.
So this is the bathroom in here, right? Come on in.
This is before the magic. This is how you see. I'm not even gonna go in. I'll let Will go in
Come on
there.
in. You can see what's going on, right? You know, they had something weird going on here. This actually has no shower valve on the top. So we're gonna make sure we get the shower valve added, right? This stainless steel tub, right? There's nothing wrong with it, so we're gonna get the tub kind of refurbished so it looks new. We're adding the proper type of sheetrock and Durbond to tile and make this waterproof. You know what I mean? So what they had going on right here, they had a curtain that wrapped around all the way, which doesn't make it waterproof. It can still cause mold due to the moisture, etc. You know, so we're gonna get this wall tile. There's gonna be tile floors in here.
You got a surprise storage area on the left side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got some closet space.
A
in here.
linen closet.
Yep. We're gonna replace some of these fixtures. The medicine cabinet's already gone. You know.
Tell me you are not replacing this fixture, because this is beautiful. Again, I'm in love with some of these old school fixtures.
Absolutely.
That bring a little bit of character.
Unfortunately, this fixture's gotta go.
It's gotta go. It's not the Will style. Before we go upstairs, Will, what do we have over here is what I'm seeing, because this door.
This is the basement.
Look at that.
This is the basement. All right, and you know, things are being worked on, so come on down.
Let's go check it out. You get
Watch
raw
your step.
footage, watch your step, watch your step. You don't want to mess up with what they're doing. This is a pretty wide open basement.
So as you can see behind us right here, we actually have a lot of the cabinet drawers
Oh
and
yes.
fixtures from the
Yes.
upstairs. You know, they've got them taken off. They're gonna redo what they do, refurbish them, make them look nice. All right, so down here, you come down here, man, and this adds about, you know, there's potential to add another 1,000 square foot to this
Easy,
house.
easy.
You know what I mean?
Two
you got down
separate
here,
rooms.
it could be game room, workout room, movie room,
Is that a shower I see over there?
right? You have another shower in here. You come in, check the shower out, zoom in on the tile.
Looks pretty solid. The
The
tile's
tiles
fresh.
on the floor is, you know, not that nice, but it's all right. We're gonna make it nice.
Again, we have a cat lady in the house, so we
You
don't
know?
know what happened. We got a
You
sink.
got a little
pool.
sink.
Again,
washer-
I just love
washer,
old school
dryer.
features.
Yeah,
The windows,
that
I
right
mean,
there you
window
don't
pane.
see too
You
often.
do not see this often. You might see it at a church if you're lucky, if you were out there and about. But that's again the beauty that you get out in New England. Never knew that 2 brothers, one from Haiti, one from Africa, would be sitting here loving properties in New England. But again, I would share out there for those that are watching. It's a beautiful place to be. A lot of good investment, a lot of good potential. One of the most livable states, actually. So this is not even a paid promotion for New Hampshire, but we'll go ahead and plug it because, Will, you didn't grow up in a space where maybe we had people to look up to that were doing this. You took a different path. You went to school for learning how to do your HVAC, studying your HVAC company,
Absolutely.
which led to this.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us a little bit about just that, right? As we talk about New Hampshire, as we talk about being here, what's it mean for you to be able to start this business that is providing homes in a place that you grew up in, but not living in these neighborhoods? Maybe visiting friends in this neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's you know, coming from, you know, where I came from, right? It took that. I was very fortunate. I had one individual. He was a deacon at my dad's church, and he had an HVAC company, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. If you don't know what HVAC means.
Yes.
And you know, growing up, he was the one guy that, even as a kid, I wasn't sure what he did, but everybody said he was successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't know.
So,
like, what does he do during the
Absolutely,
day?
yeah. So for me, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I want to be that. You know what I mean? When I grow up. And another thing, right? So at our church, we had a wood burning stove, right? That had like ductwork, and that's how it would heat the church. We come in one day, and he had changed the wood burning stove to a forced hot air furnace with new ductwork. And as a kid, I was just like blown away. I thought this guy was Superman. I was just like, yo, how did he do that?
Magical.
So then I was kind of intrigued at a young age to construction. And then after I graduated high school, 17, he was actually like, look, if you sign up, for college at the tech, I'll give you a job. And I started out as a helper.
I remember those days.
And I stuck with it, and it's paid off.
Man, I appreciate you sharing that. And we're going to do another episode where we dive a little bit deeper, because I think there's so much to share, right? We're not doing this to say, look at the beautiful car, look at this, look at that. But it's more so to inspire and say, representation matters. So Will just shared with us that somebody in his neighborhood, people looked up to and spoke highly of. So empowering each other is very important. So I really appreciate you just letting us in on that history, and that you mentioned something key. He said, if you sign up at school, I'll give you a job.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I want to hear more on that. But let's get right back into it as we get ready to finish up in the basement, take it upstairs. More space in the basement.
More space in the basement. So this right here, this was actually where the leak was that I was talking about upstairs.
Oh, gotcha.
We had a plumbing leak from one of the radiators, right? And it was causing water down here. And that's another reason why it's very important. It's very, very, very important to make sure you stop by your projects very often, right? If you're not stopping by, unless you have a partner that has a vested interest in the project that's stopping by daily or every other day, you never know what's gonna pop up, right? The guys outside doing the siding, they don't care what's going on down in this basement. That's not their business.
Nope.
They might see it leaking and just look the other way. You know what I mean?
That's not what they're here for.
So you coming by and checking up, seeing these things, that could have been a major problem that was prevented. So you come in here.
It's like a workshop.
A workshop room. Hang all your tools on this wall right here. So this stuff right here, there's no reason to really throw it away.
No.
If upon the sale of the house, right, the buyers requested to get rid of everything, we'll
You would be able to do
something
it,
like that. Most people would find this handy, you know what I mean?
Like what they did. This is how you know this is old school New England. If your washer or your dryer's not working, for some of the young folks, we call these packs of clips. Hang your clothes with it and let them dry.
Yeah.
So that's letting you in on some old school secrets. But this is I gotta say, Will, you mentioned earlier, it's not too old of a house, and it was a cat lady here, but it's in good shape.
It is.
The bones are really, really well. The wood is solid. It's not scary. I don't see any kid that would be scared to come down this basement. There's some that you go into early stages of the project, and even as an adult, you don't want to go in.
Absolutely.
This is good bones.
This is good bones. And you look at this furnace right here. This is a boiler. It's a hydronic boiler, so it heats the house with water, hydro. You know what I mean? So it's a hydronic heating system. This thing is brand new.
It looks
right. This wall right here is brand new too. I didn't tell y'all, but this wall is brand new because I kind of wanted to give this room its own identity behind us.
separated.
Right, to separate it. So which we did. But this wall, about a week old.
Nice. This is beautiful. A lot of work done in 3 months. I'm about to trip and fall. But let's get upstairs. We're gonna hit the 3rd floor and see the rooms and the living space. And again, make sure you don't trip and fall over here.
Watch your step.
Watch your step. Watch your step. All right. 3rd floor. Some very white steps.
So as you come on up, right, as you notice, the painters have started to paint, right? But if you zoom in over here on the side, you can see what some of the older wall looked like. It was like this yellow wallpaper on the wall that had to get peeled off.
Yep, definitely yellow. Oh, wow. We got another bathroom up here.
Yes, indeed we do.
Okay.
We got another bathroom up
I
here.
thought we were done downstairs with that bathroom, but we got another
We
one.
got another bathroom.
This is nice. Oh, this is beautiful. Come get a closer to this. I mean, you gotta love a toilet from old school times, the art that took place, so that should you want to go relieve yourself, that is as charming as it gets.
So in this bathroom up here, right, As you can see, they pulled the wallpaper off, but then when he started to paint, he noticed, look at this.
Looks like little
This
material,
mesh right
like
here.
cotton, yeah.
Right? So we don't even know what this is. It's before our time. That's for sure.
Yes.
This is before our time.
Yeah, you can see it plugged in back there.
What he's gonna end up doing is just going over this whole area with like a 1/4-inch sheetrock. It's real thin, just to kind of give us a fresh base, so we can paint and do our thing.
Nice. It's gonna be beautiful. So
And in here, right, you're gonna do a nice piece of granite. This bathroom really has a lot of potential. We could have added another shower in here, you know. We could have changed things around, but then again, it all comes down to budget,
gotcha.
right? So for me, I already have this house sold. I went over with the buyers, kind of what their budget was looking like, what they wanted me to do.
And you stick within
And,
it.
and they said, you know what, just kind of leave it as it is. A few years down the line, we'll come back
They have
and
the
make some
option to
changes.
be able to make changes.
Absolutely.
But at least they got 2 separate bathrooms as there. And this will be a nice get ready. It's got a mirror to it. You see
Absolutely.
somebody spending some time before dinner date.
Most definitely. You
Getting
could
ready.
do a his, hers, sink
Yes,
over there.
yes.
You can do a shower in the corner, or you can do a tub and blow the wall
Push it out a
back
little
into the
bit.
master room a little bit. So there's a lot of potential again.
Speaking of the master bedroom,
Speaking of the master bedroom, right? Where all the magic
all the magic.
don't happen.
PG ready. PG ready. Love it.
Yeah.
I see his and hers over here already lit up. So this is a good
His
size.
and her closet.
Good size room.
Yep. Very spacious.
Yes.
Right? If you look at the view, right?
Right at the
Like
quiet
that
side of
view
the
right there.
neighborhood. You see some paintings already going on, so it's going to be done very soon.
This closet is different. It runs all the way through.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I did not notice.
It runs all the way
through.
through. Careful, some of the paint might be fresh.
This is really nice. So it's just stretched out.
Yeah.
So use that, his and hers combined, bring the love together. So this will be the master bedroom. You still
Right
have
here, you know, all these cabinets and all these right here. We're keeping those. You know,
more storage.
keep them, paint them.
More storage.
It's a little dark. It's
Little dark in here, I'll let you go in,
A
cameraman.
little dark in here, but you come in here. This is a bedroom, right?
Nice. Hardwood floors all around the house, basically.
Hardwood floors all around the house.
Pretty good.
You got a nice view up here of the yard.
Yes.
I checked
It's a
that out.
pretty good sized view. Good sized yard we have. See the neighbors, friendly neighbors around. So this house is moving fast. And I take we'll be back in a couple of weeks and we'll see a finalized projects. Again, more custom design things, right? Like we don't see that, the detail. So you're keeping that, I take it.
Yeah. So, funny thing, I was again, I can't take all the credit, you know? But me, I would have painted this whole thing the same color, and then you know, one of my lady friends was like, "Hey, why don't you leave this the original because it matches good with the beams?" You know, and I was like, you know what?
A fresh coat of paint.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
So that's kind of the concept that we got going on in here.
What are you gonna do with the ceilings too?
Ooh, okay.
That's a good question.
Shout out to the cameraman.
That's
You
a good
see
question
these
from the
multi-layers.
cameraman.
Yes.
With the ceiling. So with the ceilings, we'll probably sheetrock over the ceilings.
All right.
You know, that's probably what's gonna have to happen.
I like it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we don't just get any cameraman. We get one that's aware. Business. Kids are gonna be playing hide and seek over here.
Yeah, if you
It's
go
a
into the
beautiful
closet,
spot.
you can
Cameraman can go
show
check
them
out the
the
closet.
closet.
There's another small closet over here. This is a beautiful spot. I mean, you can tell it's a large lot. Just said 7 rooms total with the basement
Yeah.
filled up. So very big space. We want to go wrap it up downstairs as we talk about what is next. As we wrap it up over this nice big window over here, Will.
Absolutely.
What is next with this project? You mentioned earlier on we're on week 3. You're closing this week. When are we coming back to be able to do a final kind of walkthrough, or do we have a chance to see some other work going on before you close this project?
Most definitely. I mean, you know, you're more than welcome to come back. We can set up another day
Love it.
prior to the finish, and then we can do another finish.
Final walkthrough of it.
Do a final walkthrough.
This is beautiful.
So some of the things that's going to happen is, you know, the plumbing, right? All the old toilets this week has to get removed. The top of the cabinets this week need to get removed. Sinks need to get removed. The painting is happening. My electrician is starting Monday to readdress some of the wires in the walls over there.
All in 1 week.
Make sure that the outlets are grounded. If they're not grounded, get ground fault breakers, whatever we do, bring it up to code. And then I'm trying to wait for everybody to kind of be done, right? For me to call my floor guy in here to kind of do the floors, you know, because once he does the floors and he sands them and, you know, refurbishes them, polys them, they're like brand new, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to scratch on them.
So you want the jobs to be done,
Absolutely, we're waiting for that. So we're hoping to have this project wrapped up by the end of September.
Beautiful.
Which is a couple weeks away. So you guys are more than welcome to come back and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. We got the appliances coming in a couple weeks. Right now, due to COVID, getting appliances has been very difficult. It's been delayed. So what I did was, which was a little risky again, because I didn't close until Thursday. But the day I had this under contract, I ordered my appliances like the next
Speaking into existence.
You know what I mean? But before I did that, I did check with the title company. They did a lot of preliminary work, and they didn't see any significant issues that would arise. There was a small issue with the whole process because the lady had passed away that owned the house, that was on the title, on the deed, and then her husband had passed away before her, and he was still on the deed, right? So they had to go a little deeper into the registry of deeds to find some information, and then what kind of got me a little shook up was they had done a refinance that wasn't on there, so they didn't have the correct information, and I'm like, oh my god.
And this is on the risky deal already.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, we got a slight title issue. I'm like, no, don't tell me that. But it wasn't that serious. We were able to get the clear quote.
Here you are.
Everything's all good.
It's fantastic. Will, I want to say thank you so much again. Young Exec 25 it is, right?
Young Exec 2015.
2015.
Instagram, Wilson E. Georges on YouTube. Holla at your boy.
All right. That thing, man. We love y'all. See you. Thank you, my brother.